Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as we load into the session, welcome to Tier 2, our final round, round 20, Abu Dhabi. We saw a fantastic race last night for Tier 3, hopefully Tier 2 brings us just as much action, and as you can see on your left-hand side of your screen, we've got 19 drivers, nearly a full grid, so it should be a fantastic race to watch. Scotty here with you once again, doing a bit of a double header. Did Friday night, Tier 3, now I'm back for Tier 2. And it's going to be a fantastic race. I will be joined by our pole sitter from last night, Jenneth, very shortly. Hopefully he is in about 10 or so minutes. So just wait for him. So you'll have me for the initial start off. But yeah, fantastic to have Jenneth in. Obviously, a very surprising pole position getter last night, we must say. But he drove an absolutely fantastic quali session. And strategy didn't quite go his way, but he still picked up, I think, a P6, P7, so he still scored some good points for AlphaTauri. So definitely looking for a good one. Kelly and Mercy, how are you fellas? Hopefully both of you do well. I know, Mercy, you've got pretty much nothing. No, sorry, Mercy, you're not racing from the look of it, so Kelly's in for you. So hopefully, Kelly, obviously you do well in the championship winner's car. But Kelly's done coming out on his first flying lap. But McLaren have already won the Tier 2 Constructors from last week. So both titles wrapped up, but there's still plenty of play for. Red Bull and Ferrari are not separated by much. I believe it's 6 points for P2 and Tier 2 Constructors. So that's going to be your fight that you're looking for. Battle Cat and Toddy, and then also Marty B, who obviously second in the driver's standings, wanting to try and get him that first win. Been ultra consistent, been on the podium a few times, but just hasn't done that top step. And then obviously Broseph as well. They'll be trying to work together to keep Red Bull at bay. Oh, that'd be white work party. Yeah, probably fair enough. Got nothing to lose. So obviously getting a reserve in. As I'll get everything up for everybody at home. Who will we follow? It looks like a bit of a car park at turn 14. It is the Aston of Grenny. He's coming in. No, he's going to start a hot lap. So we'll follow through with the Aston, and we'll take you through a lap of this 5.281 kilometre circuit as he rounds turn number 1. Keeping it within the white lines, and now goes slightly left to turn 2. Pretty much a flat out turn 3. And the little kick at turn 4. Running to the hairpin of turn 5. Obviously very important to get your exit through here, as this second sector is pretty much all straight. DRS, 2 DRS zones on this particular track. As we see what the top speed will be as the lane goes 23.2 at the moment, as we nearly hit 330, braking to turn 6, the chicane. Saw a bit of trouble at that part of the track yesterday, turn 6, turn 7, so got to be a little bit mindful in the race as we get the second DRS zone out of turn 7 and then the little kink of turn 8, and now the redesigned turn 9 that we've had for the last couple of years. We've seen plenty of good side-by-side action through there. Just got to be a little bit careful on the exit of 9 as he comes through 10, 11, and now the right-hander of turn 12, which will switch back to 13, and then turn 14. Obviously, it's been a little bit designed so you can carry a lot more speed through this section through turn 15. And now the final corner of turn 16. Get on the power as quickly as he can, and he will cross the line and hit a 23.6. As Marty B goes pole right behind him on a 23.1. So I believe pole position from Jenneth last night was Suts. Suts is obviously new, I believe, to Inters, but we definitely know him from a few other places, and Suts is going to be a danger man to watch tonight. 23 flat at the moment. A-Dog crosses the line 29.2, but yeah, Suts in the AlphaTauri. That is going to be one to watch, and it'll be very interesting to see how he goes. Toddy goes 23 flat as well, just behind Swiss Lord. as well. He probably had a shocker last night after getting turned, just a little bit of contact at turn 1, lap 1, and fortunately got pole drived really on the exit. So hoping for a better one for him. Battle Cat up into P5, 23.2, so only about 3/10 covering the top 6, which is very good to see. So we will definitely follow someone. Buster goes 22.9 as well, as I was looking off screen a little bit. Buster showing great speed at the moment. Got a little bit unlucky in Canada last time out, and I think Brazil, he was AI, unfortunately. Had a bit of a disconnection issue, so hopefully he can stay into the session all along. But gonna have a quick chat about the P2 in the standings. Obviously, Yusuf, he's done quite well in the title fight. Oh, sorry, championship fight, as he sort of come in a little bit late. As I quickly get the standings up. So Yusuf's only about 20 points off Marty. So Marty needs to have a bit of a shocker, but Yusuf could get P2 in the standings as he goes purple in the middle sector. So that's definitely a fight to do. And Battle Cat's only 8 points, 12 points off Yusuf and Toddy, trying to keep Aussie behind him for P5 and P6. But Yusuf's definitely, as we've seen, he's picked up 2 victories, 3 seconds and 3 thirds. So he's been on the podium 8 times just from 13 races. So he's been on the podium more than 50% as he comes around the final corner now. He goes in the top 2 and he's only 9 1,000ths behind. Again, we're really, really close. We did see that last night in quali, that the gaps weren't a lot, spreading quite a few in the field. So Yusuf, that's a great banker for him, trying to get his 3rd victory of the season. Following through with the Battle Cat. As I said, he's currently 4th in the standings. Could get Yusuf in P3 if things go his way. His main concern is trying to get P2 in the holding P2 in the constructors for Tier 2, trying to hold off Ferrari, and then Red Bull trying to pinch that P5 in the overall constructors ahead of Aston. It's 22 points at the moment with 2 races left to go. So with only Medi and Granny in the Aston, both Red Bull boys trying to get the Red Bull up to try and capitalise, and then for myself to finish off and try and outscore Aston as well tomorrow afternoon. But Battle Cat's slightly down on his time as he comes through the last tight second. He's about half a second down, unfortunately, so unless he's made a big muck up in the final sector, I feel there won't be much improvement for him as he rounds, and he is coming into the pit lane as we've got Callie on an out lap. We've got the other Alfa Romeo. That would be Broken Reptile. So he's currently on a flyer, I believe. So we'll keep that. Jeneth, hopefully you can hear me all right. Welcome to the comms box.
Yep, just give me a second. I'm getting into the game first.
Not too easy. Just let me know if you need an invite. But Broken Reptile goes into the top 10, 23.5. So about half a second off of pole position at the moment. We do have an Alpha Terry on an outlap, so we got just under 9 minutes left to go in the session. And it's going to be interesting. Yeah, Broseph, I know you're cheering on your teammate, Broseph, to try and get P2. Obviously, Yusuf pretty much needs the victory today, and then Marty not to pretty much have a DNF for any chance. But as I said, we saw last night that we had a few casualties. I believe only 9 finished. Yeah, so got to be a little bit careful from the guys. Kyo is out on track now, hasn't set a lap time. Both passes actually haven't set a lap time. So obviously they've still got a bit of time to do probably a couple of runs, as Daniel Starr as well. Daniel Starr apparently told me that he was going to try and do a last to first, so he may not actually see a proper lap from the Williams. But Williams really looking good after Luke's victory last night, 60-point lead over McLaren. And I reckon if Williams just needs to outscore McLaren, and that's pretty much job done for the overall. So Aussie will be very interested to look and very happy to see Buster up the top in P1 at the moment. Hoping Daniel Starr can, if he's starting last, try and fight his way through the field, but he's got a full grid to try and fight his way through if he is doing that. As Suts, again, I believe, is on another flyer. So he's only about a 10th off pole at the moment, coming around the final corner. Crosses the line, and he does go 22.7. That's a great lap from the AlphaTauri. AlphaTauri looking really good in qualifying this weekend. And Jenneth, as I bring you in, hopefully in the session, how are you, especially after how well you went last night? Pole position for you.
No, don't mention about it. It's the tire strategy is not good to yesterday. Like, anyway, what I've missing Scotty here. I'm missing around 12 seconds already about this qualify. So yeah, we allow William Dennis Starr in the third position, right?
Yeah, Daniel Starr just getting that provisional pole at the moment, 22.5. Great lap from him. I think about 2 tenths quicker than what you did last night. But yeah, Daniel Starr obviously not starting from the back like he told me, so a bit of a lie there. But Williams currently P1, P3, just exactly what they need with McLaren only in P13 and P14. But how did you find your race last night? Obviously, safety cars early on, you sort of went a different strategy. But how was the feeling of your car? How was it?
Yes, exactly. That I did a little bit difference from what I tried to racing previously. Then I just turned my traction control at the full, and then it's more stable for the cars for turn in, turn out, and loaded to avoid the spin and just concentrate at the fronts for the battering. So yeah, it's great for me for the time being. Then later see whether I can change it back to medium and then even low traction control later on.
Yeah, well, you definitely ran it off the season well last night. How do you feel as with Abu Dhabi as a particular track? Obviously, we saw plenty of overtaking, but definitely a few mistakes as well, especially at turn 6 and 7. How tricky is that chicane to sort of get right with your braking?
Yes, exactly. That one is a little bit. Yesterday, I have some battles with some drivers, like quick killers there even, and after that you have to really struggling about the brake pond, and as well as if you're going to get inside, and then you have to brake much harder. And then after that, the chicane of the sector 2, and you have to do the acceleration very quickly. Otherwise, then the next the DRS zone is going to lose a lot of times there. It was pretty exciting stress for this one, to be honest. Yes.
Yeah, that's definitely an issue that we saw last night, so it'd be interesting to see how the guys go tonight. I will say Aussie moves himself up into P5, Liquorjack goes into P12, but Yusuf went even quicker.
Yusuf in P1, yeah.
Yeah, 22.4, that was a great lap from him, and he's definitely, without Mercy racing tonight, you've got a fair few blokes that can try and actually pick up the victory. Yusuf's definitely one of them. Daniel Starr, as Aussie's just telling me that, no, he did persuade him to go for pole position, so Daniel Starr definitely wanting to start at the front, but then again, starting from P2 last night didn't exactly work out there. Starts in P3, Buster in P4, Aussie in P5, Toddy in P6, Kai, Marty, Medi, and the AlphaTauri of Lane Santa currently in the top 10.
Yeah, Buster is in the sector 2. I'm on board with him. He's running down to the checking 6 and 7, exactly that what I'm talking about. And then going to the next DRS shows for the time being, and they got the 5th gear, and then 50% of the ERS has been deployed already. And then just goes past through some McLarens at the right hand side into the left-handers into the last sectors. See whether he can correct his time better or not. In the sector 2, he's got correct time a little bit better, to be honest. Yeah, it's under the bridge now, and it is the very struggling corners for this V1 and into the final corner. And then see whether he can correct his time better in the final P1. Yep, he corrects time jump to the P3. So William is Daniel Star and himself is in P2 and P3.
Yeah, nice lap from Buster there. Worms is looking strong as always. Both McLarens, Aussies up there. Kelly is just on possibly his final run now with only 2.5 minutes left to go in the session. So he's going to want to pull out pull out a decent one. But then again, he's only half a second off of P6 at the moment. So it is still very tight in that bottom half 10, just outside the 10 as well. So if he can find a bit of time, about 3/10, he can possibly jump himself up inside the 10. But we'll follow through. As you can see,
so Metibi at the P8 now.
Yeah, so he's about to get a tow from his teammate in Broseph. So Broseph just sort of helping out there, and we'll see what the speed is at the end of the straight as DRS is getting a tow. We saw about 330 from one of the other cars. So
yeah, 331.
331.
331.
And not a bad shout for Broseph. Was just far enough ahead that he can give him the double tow with DRS as well. So it's going to get the run up into turn 9 as people get out of the way and Broseph gets out of the way. I want to quickly switch back to Callie as he comes across the line. Can he go anything? He can do the top 10.
P10.
23.1. So he did find that 3/10 that I said. But it's going to be Marty. He's currently equal to his time at the moment. Needs to find a couple of tenths to challenge around Toddy and Aussie. As he comes around turn 15 now. He's got one corner left to go, turn 16. Just needs to be clean out of here. A little bit of a snap, but he crosses the line. And he actually lost time in that final sector, unfortunately. So only P8 for Marty. And he's probably not going to have much time to get around again as Aussie's about to start his final lap. It's going to be last man across the line. Nelly's broken reptile. His session is done. We've got Daniel Sarr just about to start his final run. We've got A-Dog.
We got Keltonic. We got Matey. We got Battle Cat and Street Slot. And your Chief as well. The P1.
A lot of these guys just starting their final runs, so Kai will be one of the last. We've got an hour for a Mayo. So Eustace just starting his final run along with, I believe it's the Battle Cat and P12. So Battle Cat's going to be the last man across the line as we hit the checkered flag in 3, 2, 1. So we're going to watch Granny. He's going to be the first one to hit that checkered flag. Comes across the line. Can he go? Benny moves up 10 spots into the top 6, 23 flat. What about his teammate? Smetty only stays in... He found time, but stays in P10, unfortunately.
Who's that, Alex? Should be
Suts is pole position. Suts 22-3. I said this was going to be a man to watch, and Suts absolutely flying. Toddy, what can he do? He finds half a second, but only goes
P4.
into the top 4. What about Aussie? He stays in P6. The other AlphaTauri is done. We've got a Ferrari, I think, either getting out of the way or has had a moment. What about Daniel Stark? Can he get his provisional pole back? He crosses the line. He jumps onto the front row by 1/1000th of a second. A-Dog moves into P17. We've got the Ferrari, not a Marty B, but at Broseph. Can he move himself up a couple? He can, 2 spots. What about Swiss Lord? He saw him on the front row last night. He moves himself into the top 9. Great lap from him. But back up to Yusuf. Now he's slightly down. Has he got any more time to get pole position back? He needs to find a 10th and a half. Crosses the line. No, he doesn't improve.
P3.
What about Battle Cat? Battle Cat goes into P7 from 14th. Moves up a lot of positions. Bound 2 and a bit tenths. And I believe that is everyone done. Yeah, Kai abandoned his final run. So Suts, we've got an AlphaTauri on pole just like we had last night. Suts, great lap at the end, 22.3 ahead of Daniel Starr. And you can just see how fine the margins are. 1/1000th of a second between Daniel Starr and Yusuf. This is going to be an absolute cracker between Oric. I reckon probably the top 6 realistically have a great shout to win this race.
Yeah, yes, it's good for our AlphaTauri in the pole position again, yeah, as for last night.
Yeah, it's a fantastic watch, and Yeah, Marty didn't quite. He made a mistake, couldn't quite do it. Bruce have moved up a couple of spots into P16, but yeah, the AlphaTauri boys showing some good speed. Lane Center only down in P14, but we know what his race pace is like. But your results on screen: Daniel Star will be your front row. Yusuf and Toddy side by side. Buster and Aussie. Battle Cat, Granny, great job from him in the Aston Martin into P8. Kyo into P9, and then Swiss Lord. Another great quality session from him in P10, jumping up from Tier 3. Marty just outside the top 10. Medi, Callie, Elaine Santa, Liquid Jake, Broken Reptile, A-Dog, and then Sam, unfortunately, will be rounding out our grid of 19 to start this one. So, final race for Tier 2. We sort of saw it last night that people just go for moves, maybe if they're not necessarily on, but they're going to put it all out to try and get the best result that they can. Jeneth, how are you thinking strategy? Obviously, you sort of went the hard, soft strategy, medium soft strategy, so you went a little bit different. Safety car's obviously a big deal around here. How would some of these guys be feeling going into this one?
Yeah, to be honest, it's good for medium. Hard should be the right strategy. You have to run into the pit lanes around 10 or 12 laps, something, or even 14. Then you have to go to change to hard. But yesterday I got the problems that because I didn't go into the P7, the lap 7, so I just run my mediums up to around 19 laps, I believe, or 18 laps, something. And then lap 11 laps for the soft medium, but quite struggling about the tire at the end of it's burned around up to 50 something percent already weathering, so it's just not very good one. But yeah, to be honest, it should be mediums. Hard will be the right strategy, and then it's coming to pit around lap 12 something. Okay, 5 lights go.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting as we do hit the 5 lights. Sam picks up a drive-through, so his last race in this season doesn't go well, but Suts gets a great start off the line, and it's going to be Daniel Starr and Yusuf. Following through, we've had a bit of contact, I think, with Anaston and Kyo, so a little bit of an incident further down, and it's really let the top 7 sort of get away muddy into P8. So it'll be interesting to see how many of these boys have got a little bit of front wing damage. As we come into the hairpin further down, we've got Granny and Kyo fighting back. I think they were the two that collided. But we have all gotten through at least without losing anybody. But Suts, he got the jump that he wanted and half a second ahead. But what about Daniel Starr trying to keep a hold of Yusuf, and then Toddy right there along with Buster, as we've got Callie getting passed by Granny. And that's an Aston going really wide off the start. So
yeah, Swiss just take those Aston Martin drivers and jump to the P11s at the front. Is what's going on. Is Swiss is AlphaTauri's drivers is leading around 3/10, and William drivers then start the second position. Yusuf in the Alfa Romeos, and then Tody's in Red Bull in the last sectors into the final corners now. And he is really close to Yusuf at the P4 and P3, and that is down to the first corner, and then everybody still stay here, and then you have a look on the Swiss Lock jumps into the pit lane, and then Graham is in the pit lane, Sam in the pit lane, Sven in the pit lane, and also another AlphaTauri in the pit lane as well.
Yes, obviously we were wondering how many people had damage, so you feel like Lane, Granny, Medi, Swisslord were the ones that got damaged. Sam was just serving his drive-through, so that's clear, so he didn't pick up damage. He just obviously wanting to serve that drive-through just in case we did get an early safety car that would at least allow him to get that served already. But Suts, 3/10, as you can sort of see, bit of a DRS train car in P9. He's the one that sort of lost out, but that's only because we saw a lot of action and a lot of sort of side-by-side contact that the bottom half of the field have sort of spread out. But
yeah, see Yusuf, Daniel Starr and Yusuf, P2 and 3.
Yeah, Daniel Starr getting around, or was on the inside. Yusuf trying to fight him, not quite, but this is going to be an interesting race. And as you can see on your left-hand side of your screen, top 11 drivers gone the medium tyre, so not a lot went to start on the hards, maybe thinking early safety car, but yeah, a lot went the medium tyre, so pretty much going to be an even playing field in terms of strategy here. Oh, and then Toddy!
Oh, someone, Tony! Oh,
He's just got to be careful.
Crash to the wall.
Got to be real careful of the rejoin.
No, don't do it. Yeah, now it's good. Now it's good. Now it's good. Now it's good.
That's good,
right.
But that's a big early blow for Toddy. I think he's just transitioned to no traction, so he's still having a few issues with that. And then the last corner just caught him out, so unfortunately he drops from P4. He didn't touch the wall, thankfully, so he's going to have to try and fight his way back through as he's right behind Broken Reptile, but has to stay behind. Meanwhile, we'll go back up to the front because Daniel Starr's going to have a first crack at Suts. Doesn't decide to go for the move, as we've got Aussie getting past Battle Cat into P5. So it's just a matter of
checking 6 and 7.
Yeah,
and
it'll be interesting to see Battle Cat can find him back because Aussie doesn't have DRS off of Wombs, but Suts loses the lead over to Daniel Starr, takes the lead at lap 3, but again, we're going to see these 3 positions probably change a fair amount unless Daniel Starr's got a lot of pace to try and break off the 2 following, but it's very hard to break DRS unless the driver behind makes a mistake. But Buster after that, he probably had to take a little bit of avoiding action from Toddy. He's fallen away off the top 3. Aussie's trying to close in. Battle Cat and Marty and they're close together as Kyo a little bit further back, taking Callie with him. But starting lap 4, it's a battle for the top 3 at the moment.
Yeah, he sees that around the T1, P1, 2, 3 is really close to each other, and then you can see the Osif is now Alpha Terrain's drivers guns for the time being, and then even Daniel Starr is going to the first DRS zones, and then the Alpha Terrains has got the DRS, and then already passed through Daniel Starr, and that's checking off the P1s, and then Daniel Starr got a little bit wide, and then he still defends for the Yoshi, so he's got into the second DRS zone, and you can see that the DRS open again for the cars behind in the P2 and 3, and Yoshi's got riders, and then he can make job runs, and even Daniel Starr keep in the position too, and then you can see Battle Cats and Aussie in the P5 and 6 is going side by side each other, and then Aussie is the P5, and then Battle Cat is still in P6. So
yeah, Battle Cat a big slide midway through that corner, so he sort of had to overcorrect and had no chance of trying to keep it around the outside. Thankfully, he saved it, because that could have easily resulted in a spin. So Battle Cat's third in the train now. Aussie showing good speed, currently in P5, and is right behind Buster. So we sort of got 2 separate packs. You got your top 3, and then you've got the next 4 cars, and then Callie's not too far away from that, and he's bringing Kyo along with him. So it's definitely going to be an interesting battle, and I have a feeling that if we do stay green at least until the pit stops, it'll be the driver that a couple of these drivers putting an undercut on could really take a bit of an advantage. Toddy, meanwhile, after his spin, is sitting in P13 just behind A-Dog, obviously on the harder compounded tyre, so Toddy should get it done as we got the Battle Cat and Aussie.
Battle Cat.
Yeah, so Battle Cat, I think Aussie should have had DRS, so Battle Cat might be running a little bit more straight line speed as he nearly hits the back of the wombs of Buster. But we'll see how we go. But back up front, it's getting close between the top 3. No, top 3 stay as they are. But Buster loses P4 to the Battle Cat. So these 4 really butting heads at the moment. And yeah, Battle Cat back up into P4, getting an overtake between 5 and 6, and another overtake between 8 and 9. So he's done well there. Buster not quite having the pace, but again, it's one thing to pass with DRS, it's another thing entirely to try and break a second to try and get away from the guys behind, and I'm going to be very interesting to see what Battle Cat does, because I did see him slightly flash before there, and Kyo, you can see in the background, is right on the back of Callie as well, so it's getting very close all the way along the top 10.
And I'm on board in the P123 again. There is another exciters coming to the first DRS zone in the sector 2s, and then now it's just the terrain driver in the P1, then we start in the P2, and Yoshi in the P3. And again, they opened the DRS already. You see whether Daniel Star can get closest to Swiss's slow.
There was
He
a
cannot
slight-
make the job done. No, he cannot.
Yeah, there was a slight lift there as Battlecat holds off Buster. There was a slight lift. You heard it. I was on board with him. He didn't want to overtake there, but he might try and overtake here, unless he's just happy to sit behind Suts. But yeah, Daniel Star purposely did not go for the move down at 6, and he's just going to stay behind. So he's just comfortable to stay there. Buster, in the meantime,
Buster
wants to get back past Battlecat, and he does. He does go wide, but he holds the position. So great racing that we've seen. Buster in P4, Daniel Star in P2. Wooms again looking really good, and again, if positions finish the way that they are, Williams will win the overall Constructors for Inters for Season 5.
Yeah, Battlecast is no batteries to defense anymore. It's dropped into the P5 for the time being, and then see we can't do anything more about this one. And then P1, 2, 3 still really close together, just half seconds to devise each other's for the time being. And then you can see Battlecast is really struggling about the battery, and Aussie is still very good batteries left, and then Boosters in the first in the first DRS zones, and then now you can see Standard Star and Yoshi side by side each other, and then it's just not okay to make any job done for the time being, and the Mateys jump to P6, and then just past Aussie K in some chance, and then Kalis is jumps JTE, jump to the PX just past Cartonic as well.
Yeah, so plenty of moves happening down that straight. I think Daniel Star had a moment through the hairpin of turn 5, which nearly dropped him out of DRS, but thankfully he had it and was able to sort of defend from Yusuf, so he's clawed back onto the back now. But yeah, I think that was more so a mistake on Daniel Star. Allowed possibly Yusuf to get the move done, but again, not quite with both having DRS. So Buster still in P4.
Toadie is jump from P14 after the spin in the turn 1 couple of laps before, and then now going into the P11, and he just make the drops to the Alfa Romeo driver, and then he just follows, try to chase up 2 Haas drivers, and you can see Cartonic spin.
Yeah, he didn't spin, but he definitely had a big...
No, a little bit.
Yeah, he had a big moment, nearly hit the inside wall pit lane. So he obviously just got... It was a little hairy off the exit of the final corner, turn 16. So he's right now, and he's still just within DRS of Cali. So he got away with it. And he's going to have to be a little bit careful as we watch the top 3 again coming down the first long straight. And again, Suts is good through sector 1, or he's good coming out of the hairpin, because Daniel Star that time didn't lift, only because he couldn't have to, but Battlecat down the inside, but Buster will have the inside, but it's a matter of traction coming out of this corner. Battlecat and Marty get really close together, and it's got to be the run up to turn 9. Buster leading at the moment, but he doesn't have DRS. Battlecat will take the outside line. Does he hold it? He does. Marty would try and possibly do a switch back on the inside. Does he have the traction? Oh, he doesn't quite. He got close, but not quite. So he's still stuck in P6. So Battlecat...
right-hander.
Yeah, so Buster and Battlecat really just... Those two are the ones swapping positions, and the Marty's just trying to find a way to at least maybe get past one of them to then attack the driver further ahead. But it's a great fight between these 4. Aussie, he's now towards the back of that pack where he was at one point leading that little train of 4. And Callie as well, 2 seconds behind, can't quite close in just with those guys having DRS. And that's the same as the top 3. They're just sort of breaking away, but that's only because Battlecat and Buster, they're really fighting hard for P4, P5. But again, we've still got 20 laps left to go. And all to play for. No one's, except for the guys that had to box at the end of lap 1, has made it pretty much an official pit stop. So
yeah, it's the pit window is open very soon in a couple of laps later, and then see what the chassis look like. And then Mateys is jump to the P5 and go to the shaking, and then make it the job done. Yes, go to pass Battlecat. And then Cotonic as well is take JTE at the same corner. And Swiss Dennis Star make the job done since that he jumped into P1 already.
Yeah, so plenty of moves, but Marty, lovely double overtake there, but Battlecat not letting that go. But it was a lovely, he just had a lot of overspeed to Marty, so he's now at the front of that pack. So we'll see what he can do with the guys behind, see if he can try and defend. But as you called earlier, Daniel Star gets back past Suts once again. So just interesting to see how these guys are fighting for tyres.
Oh, it's good. Sorry. In the sector 3, it's a yellow flag.
I think it might have been Toddy that had the issue because he's right back behind, right near A-Dog again. So I think Toddy had another little moment through turn 9, but he's still facing, still all 4 wheels, still got a front wing. So just unfortunately, he's lost more time, unfortunately. Not the race Toddy wants at the moment. But here we come around. Oh, no, sorry. I'm getting the McLarens mixed up, but back with the top 3 coming down the straight, there's 8 tenths, and then you can see in the background the pack of 3 Aussies there as well. Corner. But Suts takes the outside line, and then Daniel Star just lets him go.
Battlecat at the back, and then he takes to P3, P4, and then Buster in P5.
I thought Buster was going to
jump down to P6.
Yeah, I thought Buster was going to struggle to pull that up. But I'm going to quickly switch. Daniel Star, does he want to get the move down the inside? Go side by side. Or Daniel Star sort of had to back out of it a little bit. But he's still got the better run. But no chance. Sut still holds P1. Daniel Star P2. Yusuf. Oh, that got close. I think a little bit of contact between Yusuf and Daniel Star. But no harm, no foul. Battlecat, he still leads this train of 5 cars. And now Kaio and Callie are in it, but Kaio picks up a 3-second time penalty. It's not super hard to get penalties around here, but it's very, very costly if you do pick one up, especially if there's a late safety car at the end. So that's going to hurt Kaio, especially with how condensed this pack is now between P4 and P9. Liquid Jake's only 2 seconds off of that, so Battlecat leads us away, and I'm just wondering who blinks first to try and get a bit of an undercut, because the undercut will be very powerful around here on a new set of hard compounder tyres.
Indeed, I agree with you. The undercut is really, really powerful in this track. And then Daniel Star tried to make inside for Schuster, make the drop down in the same corner. And then they're really close to each other. See whether the Alfa Romeo shift is going to take the P2 in this corner after that one. And it take outside, he's got the traction or not? Yes. And he cannot make it. It's so close, but he cannot make it because it's no inside that anymore. Swiss is already shut the door during the corners that one.
Yeah, Yusuf had the better run. Problem is because Suts had DRS, he couldn't quite attack him, and Suts obviously tried to then get back at Daniel Star around the outside, but nothing doing. And then Buster getting back on the Battlecat. So great racing overall. I agree with you, Timmy. It's top tier racing at the moment. We haven't lost a single driver yet. Broseph has come into the pit stops to make a change onto the medium tyres. So not sure if he picked up damage or not, but he's going to be quite rapid, but he's a long way behind the battling that we're seeing at the moment. Suts again. Suts is strong.
Somebody in the pit. Liquid J in the pit. P10.
Yeah, not a bad call. He was about 2 seconds behind the pack in front, so we'll see if he can close his way back up once pit stops have sorted themselves out. And Toddy back up into P11 with that said pit stop from Liquid Jake, but back on board with Suts. On board, he should easily get this move done. He goes to the outside line, got to try and keep it within the white lines, doesn't want to pick up a silly penalty. So top 3 go, and then Buster hanging it out all to the left-hand side of the track. Switches back, but he does hold. He does hold.
Better pack at the P5 again. Sorry, that's so exciting about is to batch of the driver is working on this. Then start getting P1 again. And Battlecat at that moment, he is taking the Buster in the jump to the P4. And then they swap the position again side by side into the turn 7, 8, 9. And then, whoa, it's a bit bumpy there.
Yeah, Buster hit the inside curb, I think, but he managed to hold a great side-by-side action. It is between these two once again. And as I said, as what Timmy said earlier, it's been great racing all race long. We haven't really had an incident with contact. But Buster, he's going to go the undercut. We've got a yellow flag. I think Aussie's in the wall. He's lost his front wing. This will be an absolute perfect time for a VSC for the guys that have come in. Aussie won't lose too much time compared to the damage, considering he's right near pit lane, but obviously must have had contact there. So a few of these boys coming in, Buster in on the hards, Kyo's in for the hards. Aussie will get that front wing fixed and put on the hard tyres as well, but that's a big, big shame. He was right in that pack for the for P4, I should say, not the podium, because the top three is sort of clear out front. The gap is now 5.5 seconds between the two packs. Back on board with Suts. Oh, he tried to go around the outside. His line through turn 7 is a little bit hampered, so watch Yusuf on the front nose camera. He's not quite going to be there, so he's going to have to hold back and still be in P3. But watch Buster, he's got to be on the freshest tyres. He's looking for the undercut, so Battle Cat Marty, you would think, would have to reply this lap to come in. And honestly, it was probably not a bad call from Buster, considering Daniel Starr, his teammate, he probably would have had to held. So we might see Daniel Starr in this lap. If he is, this is great teamwork from both Williams. Does Daniel Starr come in? He does come in. The top two behind him do follow. So they know how strong the undercut is. You cannot afford to speed in pit lane though. Suts does slow it down. Yusuf slows it down. Battle Cat and Marty, they go long.
Yeah, Battle Cat Marty stay out, and then he allowed in the P1 and 2. And then you can see whether JTE is still in the P3, and I decide not to in the pit for this lap yet. And then the Star, can he hold in the P4? No, he's jumped to the P5 already. And you can see his teammate.
Yeah, you can see how close Suts was to Daniel Starr on the exit. Where's Buster coming out? But remember, the gap was about 5.5 seconds. That gap is now close to 3.6. So Buster's made 2 seconds on the guys that he was around, as Marty and Battle Cat fighting. Battle Cat, nearly switches back, and I think that's a little bit of contact, but Marty's still facing the right way. But these guys are really costing themselves time, especially with the old medium tyres. You saw how quickly Buster was. Suts and Daniel Starr fighting side by side in the turn number 6. Suts retakes what is your effective race lead, but Daniel Starr will have a much better traction out of turn 7. He's got the outside line, but you feel like with a bit of DRS, with a bit of ERS, he should be able to get that position back. So Daniel Starr retakes position 5. Remember, top 4 have yet to stop in this race.
Yes, indeed. So Daniel Starr in the premiums, maybe P1's positions, and he's really, really great jobs in the turn 7, 6, and 6, 7, and 8, and then he's now jumps to P1. And then 3 leaders is Matty B and Battle Cat, and GT is now in the pit to change his hard compound. And then combat is the Daniel Starr maybe in the position. Oh, sorry, it's the P1 is still and now the Alfa Romeo driver in the P1, and then Daniel Starr in the P2, and then the gap is already 0.3 seconds each other, and totally got 3 seconds penalty. And then you can see that dance there, and sorry, it's Daniel Starr get really close.
This is going to be a really messy pit exit. Marty and Liquid Jake got very, very close. Liquid Jake got the jump on these guys that stayed out longer. So you've got Broken Reptile just sort of letting the guys go. Broken Reptile should let his teammate through. He does. So Broken Reptile has gotten out of the way of the leaders. But this pack has really come alive. Liquid Jake, Marty, Battle Cat, A-Dog. We nearly go 3 wide into turn number 6. Can we get out of this? Battle Cat. I think Battle Cat. Yeah, sorry. Battle Cat, he was really cautious. Problem is, A-Dog's now trying to capitalise as we got Suts and Daniel Starr for the race lead side by side. Daniel Starr on the inside manages to hold off Yusuf. He's right there as well, really close to top 3. It's about 4 tenths, and this battle's going to go right to the end. As we have a look, I think it was Battle Cat and A-Dog. A-Dog gets the inside line again out of turn 9. So Battle Cat, this is not what he wanted. He wanted to be with Marty, but unfortunately he's stuck behind the Alpine at the moment. Meanwhile, back at the front, Daniel Starr, Suts, Yusuf. Yusuf sets the fastest lap of the race, 25.7. And Broken Reptile, obviously, he's hoping for maybe a safety car to bring himself onto a set of mediums or even possibly a set of softs. Battlecat gets past Cali. A-Dog does come in. So that's really cost him about 2 seconds compared to where Marty was.
And Sam is still decided to stay out in the 15 laps of medium in the P12 now.
Yeah,
and then he's chasing by OCK in the 15, and then you can see Daniel Star drop one position back in the same chicane, before the same chicane, and then see Yoshi is just behind him and then the gap between these two batches of the car is already 3 seconds.
Oh, Yusuf's going. Yusuf's going. He's going to get past Daniel Star. This is the time Yusuf makes his move, and he does get it done. So Yusuf's been pretty much sitting in third the entire race. He's now wanting to get a bit of a move on, and he jumps into P2. Now, what can he do about Suts? With the way this race is going, with DRS, is just a little bit too powerful for the guy in front to hold off. So Yusuf wanting to bring himself into a bit of play. He saved a bit of ERS, and yeah, this is going to... You're not going to have any idea how this podium is going to actually finish until we hit lap 29.
Yeah, exactly. It's just so great at all three drivers just keep battling for 16 lap, and then we run into the lap 17th, and then you can see they're really, really close to each other, just depends around half a second, and every single laps they keep changing the position 2 times or 1 time even, and then it's just now in the hairpin, see who is getting the better traction, and you can see every single driver, the driving line, the racing line is exactly the same, and then see whether Joseph can make the inside or not. No, it's too harsh for this one, and then into the corner, and then everybody is still keeping their position, the P1, 2, 3. Swiss Law got 3 seconds.
Yeah, but watch Yusuf, he's got much better traction. He's been really strong out of turn 7, and then Yusuf will take the lead for, I think, the first time in this race. We've sort of been switching between Suts and Daniel Star, but Yusuf will take the lead. Lap 17, can he hold on for the remaining 12.5 laps? Buster gets past Broken Reptile, who again has not stopped as of yet. Him and Sam are the only 2 yet to stop. So they're obviously hoping and praying for a safety car, with the way the racing's been fantastic racing until Suts picks up a 3-second time penalty. Oh, that's a big mistake from him. He's hit his 3rd warning, and I believe this may just take him out of any chance of picking up the victory unless Daniel Star and Yusuf are close with 2 warnings themselves, but that's the worst timing for Suts. He's going to have to hope that the guys around him have warnings and can't afford to go off, or he's saving a little bit for the end, but yeah, that's really hurt him as Broken Reptile has come into the pit lane for a set of medium tyres, so he'll be quick at the end. But yeah, just a shame.
Yeah, he's got 3 seconds, and it's just really not very good news for our terrain drivers here, and then you may lose as long as it's just not really competitive for the time being, if this 3 seconds penalty is there. And now Daniel Star in a more good position into the P2, and then see whether he can just try to challenge Yosef in the P1 for the time being.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Daniel Star's now got to try and get his way past Suts, because Suts is now sort of a bit of a non-factor as you got the Battlecat ahead of Cali into P number 8. But we've still got Williams P3 and P4. The good thing with Suts is because those 3 have really had the pace so far, Buster's about 6.5 seconds behind. So Buster did really well with the undercut, and he's sort of racing by himself at the moment, along with Kaya, he jumped that big pack as well, currently in P5, but he's got a 3-second penalty, and he's only just ahead of Marty. He's got a whole pack of cars behind him, but Suts is still on for a podium here in, I believe it's his debut, if I'm not mistaken. As I said, he's been a fantastic addition in this final round, and we still got 10 laps to go, and he's going to still try and fight for this win on track, because you never know with penalties from the guys from the other 2, but Daniel Star nearly lost DRS there until he got to the hairpin, so Suts, if these 2 can sort of break, Suts might be able to just try and pinch P2 here, but Suts going down the inside. He does, but Yusuf holds. That compromises the pair of them. Watch Daniel Star.
Daniel Star. Did Daniel Star take outsider? No, it's really, really good for Yoshi for this corner all the time. So he can fight it back at the time. Yeah, exactly that. After the corner 7 to chicane, and Yoshi every single lap he can do really, really good about the traction, and then he can take the P1 back again.
Yeah, he's really solid through there, but Daniel Starr gets past Suts. Suts goes a little bit deep into turn 11. So that's all important for Daniel Starr, because it's now a straight fight between the two. Suts with the 3-second time penalty. Liquid Jake gets back past Marty B, so this is going to be a fair old scrap for P6. Further down, Toddy, he's about 10 seconds off after his spin. He's currently in the top 10 at the moment, but he does have a 3-second penalty compared to Aussie behind, so he's just got to try and keep that gap, which is just fallen under. But we've got 10 laps left to go, lap 20 of 29, and we've seen these three on screen fight and scrap. Lovely side-by-side action we've seen all throughout this race, and it's not over yet. Yusuf currently leading the way, but it's going to be Daniel Starr who's got DRS down this straight, and it's only 3/10 gap now. Does he send the move down the inside again? He decides to just hold off the braking or get off the accelerator, but again, we know Yusuf's been really strong through turn number 7, and you can just see how much that Alfa Romeo's gapped the Williams. And
yes, exactly.
Yeah, even with DRS and the Alfa Romeo flashing, I don't think Daniel Starr won't be close enough, and he won't be, so has to sit behind. So Daniel Starr's in a tough spot. He doesn't want to overtake at turn 6, but I think Yusuf's just got the better traction out of turn 7. He just likes that corner, and Daniel Starr thought he might have had a little bit of a moment through there, but he didn't quite, as Marty, Battlecat and Liquid Jake, all these cars out of the way. Battlecat is about to lose a couple of spots because Kelly gets back past, but we go side by side. Oh, and that got very, very close. Battlecat's Red Bull still there, and he picks up a 3-second time penalty. It was more of an avoiding action, but yeah, just unlucky for the Battlecat. He picks up 3 seconds, and that sort of takes him out of this battle for P6 as well. So these penalties are just starting to come in at the wrong time. So if you can keep it clean, there's positions to be gained.
Yeah, exactly. We can go through some penalty for the time being. So Street is in the 3 seconds, and Keltonic at 3 seconds, Petrocat 3 seconds, Todi 3 seconds, Street Rock at P16 3 seconds, 6 seconds for the rush is the last position of the Aston Martin's driver. And then we have to jump into the P1, 2, 3 again. Daniel Starr is now really, really close to Yoshi. X1, I'm saying Yoshi is very good in the turn 7, and he got more traction, and he can fire away about half a second till the end of this DRS zone all the time. And then also low ones can take pass of him in this corner for the time being. So that's why I'm saying the downforce of Yoshi. And another 3 seconds for Ada stop.
Yeah, so I don't.
And sorry. Yeah, it's got one more thing to be concerned is about the fuel, because no safety car. And then it's whether all the drivers has got enough fuels to finish all 29 laps. This is one of the concerns as well.
Yeah, looking at all that, as Greeny's coming in for a front wing change, unfortunately. So Aston Martin currently in P18 and P19, so they're not scoring any points compared to the battle with Red Bull and Haas. So that's really going to hurt them, with Red Bull both in the top 10 and Haas as well, Car and Liquid Jake also in the top 10. So Aston trying to hold on to P5 in the overall. It's really going to cost him. Medi's on a brand new set of soft, Greeny's on a brand new set of medium tyres, but it's whether or not they can actually get any close to the 15th place. Swiss Lord currently holding the final point paying position. But Yusuf, Daniel Starr, Suts, top 3 again out of turn number 5. Yusuf again not quite there. Daniel Starr, I think he's just going to back off, I'm assuming. He does. And we're right on board with Daniel Starr coming through turn 7. Oh, that was a bit of a better exit, but again, it's just on the exit. Yusuf just has a little bit more traction, possibly set up wise, but look at Daniel Starr, he's closing in. Does he just send one down the inside? It got close, but decides better of it. Got within a 10th and a half, but these three staying the same. Suts just keeping a bit of a watching brief, and unfortunately for Suts, as we said earlier, he's sort of out of it with the 3-second time penalty. Buster all on his own, 9.4 seconds behind, but he's got a 3-second gap, as you can see. Kaya behind, but Kaya's got a 3-second. And Kaya's got to be a little bit careful because Callie and Liquid Jake are in that margin, so Kaya's got to be a little bit careful. He might actually drop a couple of spots here with Marty and the Battle Cat as well.
even up to Battle Cats as well is because currently Tonic at the P5 and it just got 2.5 second after Kayla, and then Liquid J's got half second again, and then somebody decided coming into the pit is the Battle Cat.
Or was Granny that is in pit lane, so that's our first retirement. So no safety cars. So unfortunately for Granny, not having his best final outing as Toddy. Battle Cat comes in. So has he picked up wing damage? No, he hasn't.
No, he hasn't. Yeah.
He's just going to come in for a fresh set of soft tyres. He was maybe hoping for a safety car because of the DNF, but yeah, nothing there.
Somebody spent is maybe.
No, that's the AI car of Granny. But as we have a look, we've got plenty of Battle Cali, Liquid Jake fighting, and then we've got Yusuf and Daniel Star. Medi sets the fastest lap, so plenty of action still happening with 7 laps left to go as we try and sort back out. Suts has had a big issue. He's 1.2 seconds off, so it's going to be a battle for the top 2 as we nearly go 3 wide down at turn 9. Marty around the outside, but Liquid Jake holds the inside line quite nicely.
So exciting battles since the turn 9, 7, 8, 9.
Turn 9 is a really good corner now. You may not get overtakes, but there's a chance, and it's just with these tyres maybe just starting to go off a little bit. It's just going to be who's a little bit more careful on the throttle. But it's a great battle between Liquid Jake, Marty, and Cali. Obviously, Toddy is now in P9. Battle Cat obviously boxed for a set of soft tyres, so he's probably going to try and go for fastest lap, and he might catch Aussie, but he's got 5 laps left to go, and he does have that 3-second penalty, so it'll be very interesting to see. Still got a couple of laps if we do see a safety car that we can get one.
In the P1 too.
Yusuf! There's contact!
Yes, contact!
Yeah, Yusuf didn't want to go for that. Oh, and then Daniel Star. Yeah, Daniel Star hits the corner. Hits the curb, sorry. So Suts down in P3. So Yusuf backed out of it. He did not want to go for the move, but what happened is I think he still just went in a little bit too deep as we go side by side with the 2 leaders. Daniel Star does hold. I'm just wondering, it was a bit of a whack in the side, but no, Yusuf is done. He's fine for damage. He didn't pick anything up. Thought he might have just picked up a little bit of front wing, but he's fine. So, it's getting feisty. As I said, final round 20 of Tier 2. Who will pick up our final victory of the season in this tier? You've got Yusuf, who's picked up 2 victories. Daniel Star, who's picked up 2 victories. And Suts, who is the debut. He's going to get a podium on debut. Problem is, the 3-second penalty does hurt him, but if the 2 in front of him fight like they have, it's very easy to go over the white lines. So, with 5 laps left, Suts has got to be causing all sorts of grief with the top 2. And that battle is certainly not going to be over. Medi gets past Swiss Lord for P17, still out of the points, but he's only about 3 seconds off of Broseph, who does hold the final spot.
I just wonder, is that Yusuf, he's got some damage of his front ring, a very minus one. You can see he's a little bit shuddering about the corner. I'm not sure, but I mean, I can tell if something happens there. But anyway, it's in the Daniel Star is still fighting each other, and the yellow flag, what's going on out there is
Sam. I think it's Sam. He's spun at the final corner. If he's kept out of the wall, there won't be a safety car. Yeah, he's going. He's going again, but Yusuf, he's just trying to hold on. Daniel Star gap 2.5 tenths now as we come into the technical turn 14. Oh, Yusuf got a little bit on the curb, a little bit sideways, but still got the grip, got the traction off the exit. So again, these 3 there. Buster, he's actually lost time. Kaya's right on the back. Said Kaya needed a little bit of a move on to try and keep hold of Marty B, but he's right on the back of Buster. So he could look for P4. Problem is, he needs to really get past Buster and then completely drop him off with the 3-second penalty. Again, just hurting a couple of these guys as we hit the final few laps. But back of the top 3 now. Half a second coming around the hairpin. Daniel Star, he'll have DRS once again. Same as Suts.
Can he get closer, Daniel Star? Not enough here.
Yusuf covers.
After shaking, see whether he's there. And then 6 and 7. Yoshi's just got half seconds apart from him. The P1 and P2. There's something happens is it's like Matey is jumped to the P6.
Yeah, Kelly. Yeah, Kelly got past Liquid Jake as well, so Kelly up into P7. So McLaren currently in P7 and P13. Problem is for them, Williams are currently P2 and P4. So, as I said, at the moment, Williams will take the overall constructors, and Aussie will be a very, very happy man as the Williams TP. Mercy probably needs a few drinks at that work party because unfortunately not, as Sam has retired in the pit lane. So again, no safety car. Unfortunate for Sam for his final race of the season. So unfortunately no points for him as Medi gets past the lane setter. So Medi's clawing a couple of points for Aston, which are much needed in the battle for Red Bull and Haas. But looking at the battle between Ferrari and Red Bull for P2 overall in Tier 2, Marty in P6 and P16, Red Bull P9 and P11. I think Ferrari, it'll be close. We'll have to do the additions afterwards. But I think Ferrari may just have it, but it's going to be close. But back to the top 3. Daniel Starr, does he go for it this time down the inside? He backs off once again. We got 2.5 laps left. How's his exit out of turn 7? That was better. Daniel Starr, does he have the run? Does he want to get past the Alfa Romeo? Aussie sets the fastest lap, 24.8. He takes the outside line. He should get the overlap, but Yusuf's there. But no, Daniel Starr retakes the lead. 2.5 left. But was that the right time to get the overtake done? We've seen how strong that DRS is. Does he have the pace through the next half lap to get a bit of a margin? You need about 7 tenths. Well, about 6 tenths out of the hairpin, and then probably about half a second through the exit of turns 6 and 7. But
yeah, exactly. It's more than half seconds, then should be defense for that corner. Then after that, the other DRS zones can take another half second, then it's so easy to get past those.
2 laps left to go. Suts is right on the back of the Alfa Romeo, but again, 3 seconds taking him out of it. But he will want to try and win this on track. Broseph and Swiss Lord fighting at the back. Broseph up into P16, but he's on 16 lap old medium tyres. He was the first one left to box. Now, how does Yusuf play this? Does he want the move at the end of this straight, or does he want to wait till the next lap? On board with the Alfa Romeo of Yusuf. He's going to take the outside line. You can see him lifting. He decides not to go for it, but you saw what happened last time. How's his exit? He's a little bit wide.
Yeah, Daniel Star's better this time.
Yeah, Suts wasn't Suts had a bit of a mistake, but Yusuf
got
actually
the
none of
DRS.
it. No, Yusuf didn't get DRS for whatever reason. Interesting. Callie and Marty side by side off the exit of turn 7. So Marty got around the outside, switched to the inside and got the job done up into P6. Callie into P7. Liquid Jake on the outside line as you got Callie trying to go up the inside at turn 9. He's got his nose there. He does get it side by side, and he actually got the inside line and made it work. So yeah, brilliant job from Callie to fight that back. I thought Marty would just have the better traction on exit, just having that wider line, but no, Callie, great job up into P6.
Exactly, he's great.
Yeah, filling Mercy's shoes very nicely as we start the final lap. Daniel Starr versus Yusuf versus Suts. It's half a second. Who's your money on? Yusuf is second, but he's got 2 lots of DRS left to go. He's about 6 tenths out of the hairpin as we come down the straight for the final time. Half a second now. Bit of DRS. He's closing in. Daniel Starr's going to take the racing line. Yusuf. Oh, there's a bit of contact.
Oh, side by side.
That will help Yusuf as we go side by side.
Oh,
Daniel Starr mounts the curb.
Better.
And I think that's just going to allow Yusuf to get away with the victory. Just Daniel Starr clobbing that inside curb. Whether it was a mistake on Yusuf's part that caused him out there, we're not sure, but we knew it was probably going to get a little bit feisty on the last lap. Yusuf currently leading away by about half a second, and that's probably going to be it as we got Buster and Kaya fighting side by side. Kaya takes the inside line, Buster the outside line. Buster trying to keep his nose in there, not quite, but again, the 3 seconds will hurt Kyo, so Buster will still come home in P4. But
Final corner.
Yeah, final corner. We're going to switch on to Yusuf because that's a magnificent race battle all race long, but it's Yusuf who takes out the final race victory of Tier 2 for the season. Great job from him. Daniel Starr just unlucky to get past on that final lap P2. Suts on debut. Brilliant race for him up into P3 and podium. He was with the top 2 and all race long, and it's just interesting to see if he didn't get that 3-second penalty, what he could have done in that final battle. Buster, great job for P4 for Williams. Kyo in P5, Marty in P6, Liquid Jake P7, Callie 8th, Broken Reptile after doing that long stint at the start P9, Toddy and the Battle Cat finished P10, P11. Aussie, unfortunate with that spin during the pit phases. He's down in P12. Adol finishes 13th. Elaine Santa in 14th. Medi 15th. Broseph always had a bit of a spin. I think there's been a little bit of contact between these two.
There's something happens at
maybe a little bit of some. They might be showing off just a little bit. Obviously, these two won't score points, but they're just having a bit of fun sliding around. But I will announce it here that Williams will be your Inters overall championship constructors. With the P2, P4, they had a 60-point lead over McLaren, and with that increase, with only one race left to go, and with only a maximum of 45 points up for grabs, it is Williams who's your overall constructors, with Liquid Jake winning the game's driver of the day. He did a fantastic race, sort of in the battles all race long in that second half as well. But as we have a bit of a breather, Yusuf, he pinches the final race win on the final lap. But Daniel Starr, he'll be a little bit disappointed with P2, but with his season throughout, as I said, he's going to be part of the group of drivers that will be known as your Season 5 overall Constructors Champions.
Yeah, it's just really exciting for the P1, 2, 3, and also at the batch of the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 positions, and they face each others for a couple of laps. And it brings a lot of the exciting race in the this final racings of the Tier 2 of the Inter Racing League. Congratulations to Yosef in the P1 and Daniel Starr in the P2. And it's in the P3, and then Buster P4, and Cartonic P5, and Mateys P6, 7 is Liquid J, Skaters P8, and Boss Prank is the P9, and then Toti is the P10, Battle Cat P11, P12 is Aussie, P4, and Aaron Stan is P13, it does in P14, Mateys P15, Bosch is the Ferrari drivers, and also the TP, the P16, Swiss Sloth. It's P17, Sam, as DNF, as well as the graphics is the P19, the DNF as well.
Yes, that's your results. Obviously unlucky for the two retirements, but Yusuf, fantastic race, and as Broseph just put in the chat, Marty B does hold on to P2. Yusuf did win, but pretty much needed Marty to score 4 points or less, but Marty finishing, I believe, in the top 7. That's enough for him to claim P2. Didn't quite get a victory this season, but he's been ultra consistent. And great job for Marty B and Ferrari. Just sort of waiting on the possible result. I think Red Bull holds on for P2 in the Constructors, because that was very, very close. But I think with only one Ferrari scoring and then both Red Bulls in 10th and 11th, I think Red Bull just hold on for P2. But all important is we want to have a chat to a few of these drivers. We'll get you guys in. As we get, as I quickly add who we want Yusuf, we want Daniel Starr, and we want Suts.
Yeah.
So Daniel Starr, Suts, and Yusuf. So if you boys want to have a jump in, we'll have a bit of a chat. But Jeneth, that was a great race. What a way to round off our Tier 2 season. That was a fantastic showing for all these drivers, and other than a couple of retirements at the end, which were just pit and quit, we saw plenty of action, plenty of side by side, especially through 6, 7 and turn 9 as well. It was fantastic to watch.
Yes, indeed. It is so exciting that what I'm saying is two batch of the battering. Even from the first batch is the P123, the second batch is from P4 and downwards, and then you can see we cannot stop about the commentary, and then we have to go for everything. The details once we looking in the racing, and congratulations to your shift in the P1s for Dhabi.
Yeah, it was great to watch, and we got a couple of boys in here now. We'll start with our P3 Suts. Fantastic race from you. Obviously, I know how you drive, and coming into Inters for the final round, you put on a hell of a show. That penalty obviously cost you at the end, but mate, great job with your pace today.
Cheers, mate. Yeah. The pen kind of screwed me, but yeah, it was good fun out there. It was good fun.
So obviously coming in, great lap time in quali, and then sort of it was just pretty much between you, Daniel Starr, and Yusuf. It was just you three the entire race long. We had no safety cars, and you just kept swapping back and forth. It was a How was it to actually race? We had a lot of fun watching it up here in the comms box. It must have been great driving along those two, along with those two drivers that kept it really clean as well.
Yeah, it was really clean. Yeah, it was a really good race. I found it funny that we all boxed at the same time as well. Like we all just followed each other, just the entire race, basically just swapping DRS and all that, and every lap. And then I couldn't quite get the exit out of the chicane in the middle sector. The exit out of that, and that one just cost me. I couldn't get it the whole race, and then that always just made me susceptible to cars behind from Yusuf and Daniel Starr. But then I got that pen and just sat back, watched them go at it. But no, it was really good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think you could definitely tell Yusuf was definitely the strongest out of turn 7. We knew you two were you and Daniel Starr were sort of struggling, but coming in, obviously, next season, hopefully we see you sign up as a full-time driver, Tier 2, and you've come straight into a podium spot. How are you feeling if you are going to sign up for the new season? Surely it'll be very interesting to see how you go against a couple of these boys that will probably stay in Tier 2 next season.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's just because just the days I'm available. I don't know if I'll be able to do some other stuff. So, or like some of the races on the days. But yeah, no, I'll have to look into it and see.
But yeah, great drive from you, as usual, and yeah, podium number 1 for Inter. So yeah, brilliant job from you.
Cheers.
All right, Jeneth, you want to have a chat to our P2? Obviously, he might be a little bit disappointed that he didn't cop the win, but he's now going to be known as an overall championship constructors winner.
Yeah, it's okay. It's the P2. Yeah. See, just one question about to him is because it's we really good battle in the P1 and P2 and even P3, and after the Justice got a penalty, and then he said he's going to set better for a while. And my question is, the last few corners you have a really battles in the P1 and P2, and then you get in touch in a couple of the laps in turn 6 and 7. What do you think about that one, Daniel? Yes, it's good. Oh yes, thank you. Yeah, do you think you have already start your attack in the lap 28 so early as Yosef is try to stay calm, and then he start his battle in the laps 29. And what do you think about this one? 10-7, yeah.
Hang on. Daniel Starr, hang on. We need you to unmute yourself. You need to share your audio. Bus is getting up you for not sharing it. Come on.
Can you hear me?
Right, so hopefully that should be sorted for your Bus. Just let us know if you can hear him. All right, so go ahead, Daniel.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay. Yeah. I'll get this one on stream, Jennifer. Congrats on pole last night. I'll make sure
Yeah,
that's on.
you did again. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I went for the move too early, I reckon. I should have just stayed back for extra lap and went for it at lap 29. So, yeah, it was a good race between Yusuf and Sart. So, yeah, I'm happy with P2 and winning the overall. So, let's go.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think, sorry, just having a quick look at the standings, you jump up into P6 in the drivers as well from the 11 races that you had. So really good form.
11. Yeah.
Really good form.
Happy with that.
Yeah, two wins, 1 second, and then 2/3. That's 5 podiums. You nearly went at 50%. So obviously,
Yep.
massive job this season with how tough the competition was as well.
Yeah, it definitely is. They're quality drivers in Tier 2, so to take the grid every week with them is, yeah, honour, so.
But yeah, brilliant job from you, Daniel Starr, and hopefully we see you possibly next season on Saturday afternoons once again.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
Thanks,
definitely. We
boys.
have to see you. All right, Daniel.
No worries, Jennifer. No worries, bro.
Okay.
All right, so big congratulations, Daniel Starr. Well done on the P2, and yeah, if we do see you next season, if it's a full-time or a reserve, love watching you on stream in the car fight and the other guys. So brilliant season all round, and yeah, hopefully we see you sometime next season.
Yeah, appreciate it, boys. Thank you.
All right, and we will now come to our P1, and Yusuf, you had to work for it. Pretty much your last overtaking opportunity at turn 6, you got it done, and must say, fantastic race all race along, watching you three battle at it, and you pick up your 3rd victory of the season. Well done. Well, hang on, we just need you to share your voice as well, please. But alright, so just let us know if he can hear him in the chat, hopefully. So we'll just ask you the question again. Obviously, great season for you on the podium 9 times. Fantastic season overall. Obviously, you joined a little bit later, if I believe. Obviously, you've started 5 rounds in, but yeah, you've been a massive competitor, Mercy, Marty, and the like. So, how have you felt this season has gone? You've been very happy with how you've gone. Yeah, they're definitely something to look forward to. Obviously, still having a couple of issues hearing you, unfortunately, so might leave it there. But Yusuf, great job nonetheless. You've been fantastic to watch all season long, and then yeah, hopefully next season you might find yourself a couple of steps up that standings and claim a championship. So brilliant season all race long, and then yeah, hopefully we'll see you next season. Nah, cheers for that. Yeah, great to watch you all race long. Marty Beast joined us second in the championship. Probably not your race tonight, but you had a great battle from what we saw as well. You sort of in a 4-5 pack battle, and P2 in the overall in terms of drivers. Great job.
Yeah, mate. When you say not my race, I mean, let's be honest. P6, it's not too bad. I was just staying out of trouble. Shout out to JTE Carly and Liquid Jake. What a cracker I had with those blokes in the closing stage, sort of the second half, really. Buster up there as well. Beautiful battle. What a great way to end the season, and an absolutely memorable last race. P6, all I had to do was finish in the top 10, bro, and that was it. That's all I was aiming for. I envisioned a P6, funnily enough, earlier in the week. I was talking to my workmates about it, and I was like, I'm going to get P6, and bugger me days, get P6. I couldn't believe it. So strategy was good. Long stint on the meds, 14 laps. Car felt good, though. Did a few more clicks on the front wing just to get that turn in, which did seem to help, certainly in that middle sector. But yeah, look, the hards were not a bad tyre, but they did manage to do the job. And all I had to do was hang on, man. It wasn't my battle to fight with any of those blokes out there. But again, shout out to those boys who left me the space. I will happily race alongside them next season. I cannot wait. That is P2. That's the best I've ever done in 5 seasons. So, bro, I'll take it. Shout out to Mercy too. P1, obviously, he's not here tonight. He's away. And shout out to Yusuf. He was far too quick. I knew he was going to win. I just knew it. I knew he was going to win, and I just had to get top 10 to try and hang on to those points, and that's what I did.
Well, he definitely had to work for that victory. Obviously, you were stuck in your battle. You were stuck in your own battle, but he was never by himself in that entire race. And yeah, obviously, he only had to finish, but also great job, obviously, in the constructors for Tier 2 anyway. It's close between P2 P3. I think Red Bull just holds that P2, but Ferrari were right up there all season long as well. So you and Broseph, obviously, we know the tandem you two make, and obviously a great season once again.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, shout out to Broseph. He's just so amazing all the time, in the race car, out of the race car, off track, on track, etc. Just a fantastic human being. I don't know if he's listening or not, but he is just amazing, and it's just been such a pleasure to race alongside him this season. I'm not sure where he got tonight, maybe P10 or something. I know he had some issues at the start, a little bit of contact gave him some damage, and he had to box, and that sort of threw the strategy out the window, but nonetheless, it's just been such a great season. So happy to finish P2. And the overall, it is the consistency, for those listening, it is the consistency that wins at the end of the day. So that's all there is to it. Just top 10 all the time, top 5 all the time. If you can do that, you don't have to win races. You've just got to be consistent. That's it.
Yeah, 100%. And it's been an absolute pleasure watching and commentating your races. And yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, you can go one better next season.
You're not wrong with Mercy out of the picture, mate. Hopefully Yusuf goes up to P1 as well, maybe, but I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. We can only hope.
Yeah, but your issue is you may have quick killers and powers depending on what he's doing coming up to Tier 2 next season, so it may not get any easier.
We'll cross that bridge, mate. We'll cross that bridge. We'll cross that bridge.
No, but yeah, great seeing you. Are we going to hear your sexy voice tomorrow night, possibly for our final race, maybe?
Oh, do you want to?
I think a few of us may want to round off this fantastic season, 60 races, and I think most of it have been an absolute crackers.
Oh, I think it'd be rude not to do it. Yeah. You'll see me tomorrow night. I'll be there.
Yeah,
I'll be there to round it out.
You.
Great to hear. But that will round us off for Tier 2. Jenna, thank you very much for joining me.
Cheers, boys.
No problem.
Yeah, cheers. But yeah, Janice, great job. And thanks very much for joining me for the final round for Tier 2.
Yeah, and then we can see you tomorrow in the car, and then maybe it's in the comp spot. Maybe I have time. I jump in the comp box again. I check out the pit lane again. See what's going on.
Yeah, it's got to be a fascinating race. But thank you once again. And that will leave us with one race left to go in the season, and that's Tier 1, the Quick Boys. It's going to be their turn at Abu Dhabi. Prince obviously already wrapping up the championship. But there's going to be a couple of little fights for the minor placings in terms of overall constructors, driver standings, and it's going to be a fantastic one to watch. I'll be in the seat trying to hold on to P6 and the drivers, trying to get Red Bull ahead of Aston, but we'll have to wait and see how we go. But yeah, should be a fun one nonetheless. Sunday afternoon at 5 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Daylight Time, 4 o'clock in Queensland, and then just check your times everywhere else. I've been Scotty. It's been an absolute pleasure calling all the action this season. It'll be my last time in the comms box this season. Absolute pleasure calling most of Tier 2 and a few Tier 3 races. So it's been one of the best seasons I've watched. We had the Champions crown a little bit earlier than what we would have wanted, but we've had plenty of action nonetheless. And fingers crossed, Tier 1 can round it off for us for Inters, and then get set in the new year to start our new Season 6 action at Inters, with all the details just going to be announced shortly. So keep an eye on the Discord for that. So he's been Jennifer, I've been Scotty. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you for the final race tomorrow night for Inters for Tier 1. So we will catch you then.
Yes, you guys.